What's going on again tonight, Vol fans? Third video of the night is in this hot and heavy and hectic time of the transfer portal. Of course, baseball going on as well. There's always news. It's like I can't hardly keep up with it, but that's a good thing as well here. Lady Vols tonight, third commitment from the portal, and you got to like this one as well. I'll talk about it here in a minute. Make sure you hit the like. It is free to subscribe to the channel. If you like the content, you're not subscribed, it does send out the notifications when there's content being put out. And I will toot my own horn. I don't think anybody's putting out the amount of content on the Tennessee YouTube channels that I am. They're just not. And I'm not saying nobody else has good. That's not what I mean. But maybe I'm working harder than smarter, but that's the way we're going to keep rolling on here because it is an everything channel. But here we are. Coach Caldwell, Kim Caldwell, and staff, they are cooking. They've got their 14th roster member, third portal commitment, 8th overall if you want to count the 5 high school signees, and now your 3 portal signees. And every one of these players now fits the system. And man, I'm telling you, you gotta like what they've got coming back for next year, as they did not lose, as far as potential returning players, they did not lose anybody that would have made a difference next year. Nothing against who left, but I've said it numerous times: square peg, round hole. A lot of players last year. Now you've got the Cracker Barrel triangle ready, where you can just put the pegs where they go. You can jump to your heart's desire, and you can see if you can get it down to 1 on it. They have got all the parts that they need, and they still have one more spot if they choose to use it. Be interesting to see if they do or not. But tonight, it was put out, there were some hints out there today about potential commitment coming. There was an On3 article earlier on talking about intel that the Lady Vols, with this commitment I'm getting ready to mention, that it could come at any time. Well, Jersey Wolfenberger, former LSU, she started at Arkansas, transferred to LSU. Now she has 1 year eligibility left. She'll be coming to Knoxville. Depends on the site that you see. I've seen her listed anywhere from 6'4" to 6'5". Maria Cornelius, who writes some for Go Vols 24/7, does some stuff with the Knoxville News. In her article about it tonight, she described this one as, her exact quote says, she fits Tennessee's system to a T, as Wolfenberger is an agile forward who can hit from the arc and already has SEC experience. So, nice commitment for Tennessee. More size to go with Z Spearman, to go with Janiah Barker, to go with Alyssa Latham, to go with the incoming Lauren Hurst. This team now, they're set up, they're starting to be set up pretty nice. Now, last year for LSU, now ESPN has got Wolfenberger listed as 6'5". Last year, she averaged 4.6 points, 3.4 boards, 2 assists. She was 63% from field goal range. She was 0% last year from 3-point range. Now, her numbers did dip as far as her percentages. Even in her 3 years, I mean, her highest output as far as points per game was her freshman year. She averaged 7.5. It looks like she missed a year because based on her career stats, she played in 21-22, 22-23, and then she did not play in 23-24. So I don't know if it was injury related or what, but she was at LSU that year, this past season. And, looking at now, I said the article said, well, she could hit behind the arc. I mean, her percentages were 24.3 and 20%. So can she get better at that along the way? The biggest thing is she adds size. if she can run the floor, which you've got to be able to do in this system, and the fact that she could shoot at Arkansas, can this Lady Vols coaching staff get the best out of her in terms of letting her play her pace? I think if you're a transfer player at this point, you understand now you've had a year to see this system, and you really shouldn't be coming in surprised if you're running your asses off, or you're that it takes a very high conditioning level. You should have a pretty good idea. And I don't think at this point that Kim Caldwell and staff's going to recruit you if they don't think you would fit the system. It is a specific system. It's not just your generic basketball system where we throw some plays in, you can go. This is going to require, again, you can run the court, you can space it out, you can do a little bit of both here. But I like the commitment as well. We don't have to get all scorers in this. One of the biggest things, and we talked about needs, was inside. Most people zeroed in on this team needed inside presence as well. Now you've added Barker, you've added Wolfenberger to the equation. You already had Spearman coming back. You've got Alyssa Latham, who I expect to take the next step this coming season as well. You got Lauren Hurst coming in, who can add to it. How ready will she be coming in? But now, you've got Cooper coming back. You've got Whitehorn. Just off the top of my head, you got Wynn. And I'm sure you guys will remind me who I'm not mentioning out there. I don't have the roster pulling up, and I'm not going to pull it up here. But then, of course, you got the Paldo twins. You got Seville. You got Prawl coming in, who can all be wing players. This is going to be an exciting basketball team to watch next season. And if you think about it, what they've got coming in, 8 new players as of right now, possibly 9, because they can go one more. Couple that with the 6 who are coming back, who've had a year in the system, who fit the system. And I would just say watch out. There's an orange storm a-coming, and it is Kim Caldwell's Lady Vols basketball program. Why did Danny White hire Kim Caldwell? Because he saw something. He saw a system that we're not used to. Danny White is an offensive-oriented guy based on looking back in any of his stops and the hires that he's made. He's always gone for, he didn't hire Rick Barnes here. He's definitely not going to get rid of Rick Barnes either. He didn't hire Tony Vitello. He's not going to get rid of Tony Vitello, but his hires have been offensive-oriented. That's what he saw with Kim Caldwell. He saw somebody that's won at each stop they'd been at, and an exciting system. He's already given her a raise and an extension, or definitely an extension. I can't remember on the raise. I was thinking it did. Definitely an extension, a well-deserved extension based on what they did this year as well. The sky is the limit with where they're going, and this staff's cooking on the recruiting trail. I would venture to say they're going to keep on cooking on the recruiting trail as well. And when they start to see those results, when their team actually matches the system they're going to run, you're going to be seeing some of these recruits line up as well. And we can sit here and say NIL all day. We're not being in these girls what they deserve. We're being cheap. No, they wouldn't be getting all these players if they were being cheap. Here's the fact of the matter. Not every player that Tennessee offers is going to come to Tennessee. It doesn't matter what you offer them. Not every one of them's about the money, because if you're a good enough player, every program who's after you is going to pay you money in the end. Sometimes it comes down to what's the best fit for you. Maybe some are all about the money, not all of them as well. This staff is doing an awesome job. I think they've exceeded expectations here. Yeah, were there some points last season where it was a little rough? It was to be expected. I mean, if you thought it was going to be perfect along the way, you set yourself up for disappointment with those expectations. I don't know what the ceiling for this team is next year, but I know one thing. Teams better watch out. If they get them the mesh, which I don't see being an issue, there is a ton of talent that's going to be on this team next year. And to me, the way it's looking, Lady Vols basketball is on its way back to where it belongs. Frank, House of Orange, have a great rest of your evening. Go Vols.